Hi guys, welcome to Bravo Hot Tea. Earlier today, I dropped a video called Your Morning Goss, which is my daily morning segment where we talk about our fave Bravo loves. And in that, I mentioned to you I would be dropping a video later this afternoon about the discussion regarding Paulie and Dolores. And I dropped that video at what, 10:30, 11:30. As I was doing my homework so I could put together the video for you guys, there's actually so much more in terms of that specific blogger, what she is blabbing on about in different platforms, and just like the lowdown behavior going on behind the scenes in Jersey. And I don't know if you are frustrated and confused like me. There just seems to be something new coming out every day. So I figure, you know what? Let me just take a look at some of the bigger headlines of what's going on behind the scenes in Jersey. And hopefully, this can be your one stop shop to kind of figuring out what the heck is going on in Jersey. I am going to touch upon on all of the headlines. I am not going to go through the hundreds of tweets, screenshots and pictures and text messages available out there for you, because I feel like we are getting that level of information every day. So subscribe, turn on notifications. I cover Housewives, Bravo Loves, pop culture. Let's get into it. Okay, like I said, this is going to be a rundown essentially of everything going on. And there's obviously one blogger that's been running her mouth, but just in general, from what's going on in New Jersey, I just gathered all of this info from all the different platforms I've been seeing material come out from. Obviously, um, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, other pages. There's just like a lot going on. Before I even get into it, let's talk about the blogger. The blogger is going around town, and most recently, she's been on Melissa's Old Nose / Gabrielle. And I hate to say Melissa's Old Nose every however so often, but that's like her Twitter handle. That's like her social media handle. So it is what it is. And most recently, she was on Behind the Velvet Rope. He has a great podcast. I really enjoy his content. And she just like blurted all the beans. Now, this has been going on prior to the current season of Real Housewives of New Jersey started airing. It was like, I don't know, I think about about a week and a half prior to the season aired. She started talking about all the lowdown behavior Teresa and Jennifer Aydin have been doing, where they essentially use bloggers to put out material out there that Teresa and Aydin have found, based on Louie's minions, based on their lawyer, Jim Leonard, and really just any dirt they can get on some of their cast members. And then they use bloggers like herself, Melissa's Old Nose, to share that content. A lot of crap about Melissa, for example. And once that info is out there, it is fair game for the housewives to talk about it on the show. That's essentially what she was doing, working with Teresa and Jen Aydin for about a year and a half is what she said. And then she said there's other bloggers who've been working with Teresa and I guess Jen Aydin too for like a decade, which is insane. And just from the year and a half, she's been doing their dirty work and putting material out there for Teresa to, for example, make Melissa look like crap or make Margaret look like crap. This is just material from like a year and a half. Okay. So keep that in mind. And before I run through all the topics, I just want to say I'm kind of annoyed because I do feel like this blogger has kind of ruined the season for us. And obviously, we get like blind items about shows and housewives and whatnot all the time. But the extent of the material this page has been going around and sharing, we now see it unfold on the show. And we've had about, what, 5 episodes so far. And not only that, she also ruined the season finale. And I kind of blame myself. On David's podcast, Behind the Velvet Velvet Rope, she talks about the season finale, pretty much what happens at the dinner table, who spats with who, and all that stuff. So I'm actually quite surprised. So Melissa's old nose. I'm actually quite surprised. Bravo, is it Sirens or it's Sirens, right? Who covers them? Anyways, I'm surprised someone hasn't come out after this blogger for all the stuff she is relaying. How much validity is there? Is it substantiated? Yes, she has the tweets pretty much throwing Jen under the bus. And the other thing I want to get to before I go through all of this, I just couldn't understand for the life of me why she started blabbing all of a sudden. And it seems like she wants to clear her conscience, is what she's been saying. And she was basically doing it for free, or kind of like quid pro quo in a way, where you give me the tea, I put it on my page, I get more likes and followers and whatnot. And the more icky, nasty stuff she would put on her page, there would be, more traffic, more engagement. I just want to say something. I could not understand why she did the dirty, low down work for Teresa and Aydin for like a year and a half, because you didn't get paid. You got, I think she said she got some cash and like a stroller. Honey, a cash and some stroller, let's be real. In the grand scheme of things, it's like nothing. It's like pennies. And now she's going around town on other people's platforms to discuss all of this for free. So you're not making money yet again. But there's another blogger who's been working with Teresa and Jen Aydin, who actually would not get paid and be on payroll. However, the other blogger apparently has a what do you call it, like a website, and then through AdSense clicks and all that. So they at least monetized it. They were smart enough about that. So now you're running your mouth about everything that you did behind the scenes. You're getting your 15 minutes. You want to clear your conscience. Okay, great. And I guess it just got to a point where they wanted her to do something so low down that she was like, I've had enough. I'm not doing this. So good for her. Anyways, that's my gripe with the blogger. Let's move on to all the headlines. Also, guys, before I move on, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to have all the answers for you here. I like to watch the show and really recap the shows, and here and there I'll talk about like what our, crazy funny housewives are doing in their day to day. This isn't my like usual content, but I just feel like it's kind of like the elephant in the room, where I talk about the shows, but I haven't really touched base on what's going on behind the scenes. So I figure let me just kind of put it all together. And hopefully, if you're like me and you're confused, this is your one stop shop. And then, on a daily basis, if you want to see all the other content coming out and all the other information, you are free to do that. All right. So this morning I said to you, I would, talk about the Paulie stuff. Apparently, Paulie will never, according to this blogger, apparently Paulie will never marry Dolores because we know he's still separated. And technically, when you're separated, I guess you're still technically married. He's still technically married to his ex-wife, even though they've been separated for about 10 years. And the reason they are separated and not divorced is because he apparently runs a bunch of brothels, and they are extremely lucrative, is what Melissa's old nose said on Behind the Velvet Rope. The thing is, it's unsubstantiated. We don't have proof about this. We know Paulie seems to do quite well, and he has a ton of businesses. He's been doing it for a while. He seems successful. And then how she got this info, I can't remember if she said it was from Louie or if it was from Jim Leonard. What's her name? Teresa's lawyer. So I don't know if this is true or not. Paulie, to me, doesn't seem like a scam artist like Louie. Paulie seems like a gentleman. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to Dolores to, figure things out with Paulie, whatever the reason might be that's taking him and his ex-wife long to properly get divorced and out of separation. So that's the tea about Paulie and Dolores. Well, about Paulie, I personally don't believe it, and even if it's true, that's for Dolores to figure out. Oh yeah, this is why I remember why I wanted to discuss this. This blogger had said she basically wants to clear her conscience about all the stuff she did for and with Teresa and Jennifer Aydin, but I don't really understand why she's spilling secrets of other people. It's like, what did Dolores do to you? What did Paulie do to you that you were not now talking about Paulie's alleged brothels that's super lucrative? So this is my gripe with certain bloggers when they spill the tea and spill the beans. And she also mentioned other bloggers, you know, they get sent stuff to put out, and that's how these housewives can talk about it. The difference between bloggers, in my opinion, is some are credible and have substantiated facts and info where it's like, oh, okay, this is like true. They're actually showing you the info and whatnot, and they don't get low down in the dirt, even if they get information. And sometimes they will come out and say, hey, I knew this about 3 weeks ago, but I didn't feel comfortable saying it. And they could have gotten a bunch of clicks, you guys. Like, this is how this, you know, blogging game, it works. You get a bunch of clicks. Like, that's how it works. But then there are some low down bloggers, they'll take any info they can get and spread it. And I don't know, they'll work with the housewives or whoever just so they can be in their good graces and, I don't know, work with their idols. I don't really know how else to say it. It's just all very weird to me. Anyways, moving on. The Margaret Walmart deal. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this, but basically, Margaret apparently has a huge Walmart deal in the works, and Louie was trying to stop the bag and get in Margaret's way of stopping the Walmart deal. And apparently, Bravo caught wind of this, and then they were like, "No, no, no, we are squashing this. We're not like, this is not happening. Stop your nonsense." So. As you guys watch this video, you'll see there's a common denominator in all of this, the tomato in question. So that's the situation, drama between Margaret and Louie and Teresa. And we, of course, saw last season on the reunion how Margaret was so upset that Louie called her son. So that's the situation here. And I understand why Margaret doesn't want to talk to Teresa and Louie and why we basically have no reunion now. All right. The Fudas, rightfully so, they are pissed off at Teresa and Louie. And I know I've seen some commentary about like Fuda shouldn't be going so hard on Louie and not Louie, on Teresa. Like, who's Rachel Fuda? Like, you know, she just came on the scene. Who is she? Look, if you tried to dig up dirt on my husband by talking to his ex or a former someone he knows, yeah, you got beef with me too. That's how it works, you know? When you marry someone, you're a team. So I totally understand Rachel going at it with Teresa this season. And long story short, Louie and Teresa got in contact with John Fuda's ex, who is the mother of his oldest son. And I covered this in a video at some point, but basically, I can't remember if she was in camp or in some sort of a house. But basically, they contacted her to get dirt on him. And once you, like I said, once you get dirt on someone, and if a blogger or someone shares it, that's when it's fair game for the housewives to talk about it on the show. That's why when you see Teresa say it's out there, it's on the internet or like whatever, yeah, it's because you and your little minions, like Melissa's old nose, you guys put it out there. So that's the situation between the Fudas, Louie, and Teresa. All right. Apparently, Teresa and Loris, things aren't all, you know, sunshine and rainbows. Um, when Dolores takes pictures with Margaret and some of the other girls, Teresa apparently gets pretty pissed off and she calls Dolores some pretty vile names behind the scenes. And she doesn't like that Dolores takes pictures with the other girls because then it's kind of like, yes, Dolores is Miss Switzerland, but by taking pictures, group pics with the other girls, it kind of seems like Dolores is Team Margaret. And guys, even like me saying Team Margaret and Team Teresa, Team that, it just sounds so high schoolish. But this is what it's unfortunately this is what the show has gotten to. How did Jackie and Teresa become such good friends? That is the $1 million question. Well, apparently, Teresa's lawyer, Jim Leonard, was like, okay, well, we need more people on our team. And that's how they recruited Jackie, which they had like a whole plan basically. And do you really think Teresa and Jennifer Aydin care about Jackie? Because in the last episode, we saw Melissa across the table and even Margaret at some point in the show. They were like, I think it was Margaret who said something like, why do you want to be invited to things by people that don't, care for you? Basically, how Jackie is now friendly with Teresa and Jennifer Aydin, but it's like Jennifer Aydin and Teresa could care less about you, Jackie, but for whatever reason, you want to be buddy buddies with them. And there was like a whole targeted plan to for Teresa and Jackie to make amends so that Teresa and Jennifer Aydin have someone new on their side. Now, this came out recently when it comes to Louie and Teresa. He doesn't, she doesn't own the house. Her name is not on the deed. And he apparently did a $1 million loan against the house. So, my understanding is if that loan he defaults it, whoever he made the deal with, they end up getting that beautiful house. This just came out recently. I'm not going to dive too deep into it. It is just so much information. But what I really want to get to, remember when Teresa was getting married and Andy asked her, are you getting a prenup? And she said no. Well, Teresa, we all told you, get a prenup. You did not listen to us. Fine, you got married. You look happy. Great. But that expensive lifestyle they are living, it makes no sense. And now, without the show, without her $2 million paycheck, what's next? You think if Bravo gives her a spinoff, you think they're going to give her $2 million? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I just wanted to get my word right. Anyways, that's all I have to say about the shit show that is Real Housewives of New Jersey. I hope this video was informative for you guys, where you kind of got a bird's eye view, a big picture of what's going on. I have been finding all of this information extremely convoluted, and I was only going to talk about one or two things, but then I figure let me just kind of put everything together. And then if you guys want to do your homework and look into the mortgage situation, the loan, the Jim Leonard stuff, the I don't know, more discussions Melissa's old nose is having during her 15 minutes, doing the round table with on other podcasts. She said after this season, she's going to not have that handle Melissa's old nose anymore. Okay, great. Maybe change it to Melissa's new nose. I don't really know what else to say. I don't know how the rest of this is going to go down. Every single day, we just get more and more information. On my channel, I don't know if I'm going to cover everything. It is just a lot of material all at once. I like to keep it a little bit lighter and more fun on this channel. The whole reason I even started this channel is just so selfishly, so I have an outlet to talk about all things Housewives and Bravo, and talk to you guys about the episodes, the fun stuff that these Bravo loves are up to on a day-to-day basis. Of course, we're gonna talk about like some of the gossip and all that good stuff, but still keep it like fun and light and like fun shade, not like this low down behavior that's like going on in Jersey behind the scenes. Anyways, guys, enjoy your afternoon, enjoy your day. If there's sunshine outside, go get some fresh air. And yeah, subscribe if you like this video. Do that, help your girl out, get me to 500 subs, and let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. All right, I will catch you all later.